Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. In today's video, I'm going to be sharing with you why you definitely want to ditch candles or any other fragrances that you might be using in your home and what to use instead. My name is Becca. I am a registered dietitian. I share tons of healthy living content here on my channel. A lot of that surrounds food and nutrition, but it also involves natural living as well. About 5 going on 6 years ago, I kind of had my eyes open to the amount of toxic products I was using in my home. And it's kind of like what you don't know what you don't know. And once you do know, you have to face it, and you really do need to make some changes. And it's really very easy to detox your home, and I've done videos on that here. It's just something that takes some time. It's not really something that you can do overnight because it tends to be expensive to literally swap out every product that you're using, but it doesn't have to be done that way. And one area where you can make a major impact really quickly in your home is ditching candles and all of the air fresheners and different fragrances that you might be using to make your house smell nice. So the problem with candles and plug-ins and spray air fresheners and all of those kinds of products is they are full of fragrance. And when I say candles, I mean, I'm referring to the ones that are full of fragrance. I love a good beeswax candle for the ambiance that's just 100% beeswax. That's not really what I'm talking about. I'm talking about more the ones that contain fragrance. Now, fragrance is problematic because technically it's an umbrella term, and there can be upwards of 3,000 different chemicals used to craft a certain scent. Now, the reason or when the term fragrance came about to be used in labeling, it really started as a totally benign thing. It was actually to protect companies' signature scents and to basically consider them a trade secret. So for example, certain smells you might recognize, the Johnson & Johnson baby shampoo. That's something that everybody recognizes. They know it as the baby shampoo. That scent is just, they know it. And in order to protect Johnson & Johnson and the signature fragrances that they've come up with and kind of build a brand around, they can just claim fragrance on the label without actually having to disclose the different chemicals they used from this allotted list in order to make that scent. That way, any other company can't just come in, copy that exact scent because all of the ingredients are listed. So it's a way to protect the companies and these fragrances or scents as trade secrets. But it's not actually benign because on this list of chemicals, there's 3,000 plus that can be used. Now, a lot of these chemicals or ingredients, whatever you want to refer to them as, have never been tested for safety. And then there are also some of the ingredients on this list have shown, to be linked to things like increasing your cancer risk, asthma, hormone dysregulation, endocrine disruption, all kinds of nasty issues, skin irritations that we just don't really want to mess with necessarily. But the real problem is you have no way of knowing what of those ingredients are in that fragrance from that list. Are they the ones that have been, linked to all these bad things, or have they never been tested for safety? And then if you know anything about organic chemistry, when you start putting different chemical constituents together, it builds a totally new chemical that may have its own properties or constituents, and it may act in a totally different way. And of course, no one is testing these unique chemicals that are being crafted in order to create these scents because they're trade secrets. No one can actually know what's in them except for the companies themselves. And one of the biggest things I want to point out when it comes to fragrance as a woman to, all 98% of you women probably watching this video, one of the biggest things is the hormone disruption. Fragrance is very high in something called xenoestrogens. Xenoestrogens are basically estrogen-like compounds, and they mimic estrogen, meaning when they get into our body, come in contact with our body, we actually, as in our bodies, actually recognize it as estrogen. It's not actually estrogen, but our bodies assume that it is. So what actually happens is you end up having very artificially inflated levels of estrogen in your body when really you technically don't have high estrogen, but you do because of all the fragrance that you're being exposed to, the products that you're using, candles that you're burning, air fresheners you're spraying, whatever it is. And this totally wreaks havoc on your body. I've done a video in the recent past about how I totally healed all of my hormonal issues, which stemmed from something called estrogen dominance, because I was using a lot of products, I was using candles, I was using all the things that were chock full of xenoestrogens. So I had high levels of estrogen. So when I removed all of these things and made a couple other adjustments, naturally, I completely healed all of my issues that, I was just on the birth control pill for years to mask all the symptoms, because that way I wouldn't be miserable.
Hey guys, I just wanted to take a real quick second to share with you how you can shop my favorite essential oils and also non-toxic products. So if you are totally new to Young Living, I would highly recommend grabbing a starter bundle. I love the just essential oils premium starter bundle, and I also love the Thieves home cleaning bundle. But there is also skincare products, there is stuff for kids, there's other personal care products, there are supplements. You really can get so many of your everyday staple products through Young Living. I love so much that they source all of their own essential oils and distill them themselves on their own farms and source all of these oils and ingredients for their products themselves. They just have such a high commitment to quality, and you can see on their website all of the different farms that they have. You can almost take like a virtual tour, but you can even go visit these farms yourself in person. And just like any other website, you can just place a regular old order, but there is also this option for a loyalty order. And this is a no-brainer. If you plan to try new oils or just restock things that you like to use, you definitely want to be ordering on loyalty, because you're going to get points back on all of those purchases, which you can turn around and use as store credit. These products and these oils especially have changed my life in so many ways. I use them every single day and highly recommend them. I will have a link down in the description box below if you want to start shopping and place your first order.
So I just want to really harp on this because it's so important. And all of you ladies watching, if you're still using your candles, I'm just telling you, it's not worth it. Any fragrance product, not worth it. Your hormone balance is so delicate when you actually learn how the menstrual cycle works and how estrogen comes up and then down, and then progesterone comes up and then down. And there's just different hormones that are at play all within your cycle. If any of that is off just the slightest bit, the whole thing is off. So I just want health for my viewers, which encompasses a lot of different things. And as a woman, your cycle is considered your fifth vital sign. So if this is not working properly, then you are not a fully whole, healthy individual. Now, switching to non-toxic products and detoxing your home and all of that can be very overwhelming. It was very overwhelming to me when I started. It's something that you can definitely take small baby steps, but I will tell you the best place to start out, especially when you're trying to even figure out if a product is safe, is if it contains fragrance. If you turn it over and you look at the ingredients and it says fragrance or it says parfum, it's a no. It's just a no. It doesn't matter if the marketing on it says that it's natural, says that it's non-toxic. I have seen so many products. People love to email me with their non-toxic products for me to share about in YouTube videos. And the first thing I do every time is I pull up, okay, what are the ingredients? I see fragrance and I just laugh every time. I'm like, this is not a non-toxic product. But of course it is being marketed that way, and it blows my mind. And it's not fragrance is a word. It's not gobbledygook. It's not hard to remember. Just always look at the ingredients and see if you see fragrance. And one of the easiest ways to start removing fragrance from your life is just to stop using the specific products that are for fragrance, like candles and air fresheners, plugins, things like that. And then you can start to work on all the other products, the personal care products, cleaning products, or whatever that you're using. But just as a start, get rid of the products that are strictly just for their fragrance. Now, what you can use instead, and what I have been using for years now and switched to, is diffusing to make your home smell amazing. Now, I completely understand the draw to candles and air fresheners because scents are very powerful. Scents are quite literally tied to our memory. They have the ability to evoke certain feelings and nostalgia. Your emotional center in your brain, your limbic system, can actually only be accessed through smell. So I am not denying that smells in your home, whether they're good smells or bad smells, they're very, very powerful. And it is such an important part of, you know, as a homemaker, like making a home cozy and welcoming and inviting and smelling clean and fresh and like all these things that you want in your home. I totally understand the use for fragrance because it's very powerful, but there are natural alternatives that you can use, literally smells that come from plants and not from lab, like from a lab. And you can use these to replace those fragrancy items like candles or air fresheners or plugins to evoke that same vibe, but without any of the negative consequences. And your house, like, is your oasis from the world. There are so many toxins that you're going to be exposed to out in the world from the environment and whatever else that you can't control. You really have no control over it unless you're gonna like live in an off-grid cabin in the woods and never see anybody, which I'm not interested in doing that. But you have control over what comes in your home and you spend a large amount of your time in your home. So if the air quality in your home is not being ruined by having candles burning or having a plug-in in your wall or having an air freshener can in your bathroom, if you're not using any of that stuff, you're immediately improving your air quality, which, you know, you're breathing in the air in your home all the time. Every second that you're here, you're breathing it in, your kids are breathing in, your pets are breathing it in, any guests that come to your home are breathing it in. So you have the opportunity to completely change the health and the quality of your air by just getting rid of the fragrance. Okay, so more specifically what I use instead. So I use essential oils and I diffuse. And I wanted to share with you guys a few of the actual, because it's one thing to be like, just diffuse instead. It's so much easier. But I remember when I first got into oils, I was very like, what do I even use? How do I know what to mix together? How many drops? Like what? I don't know what I'm doing here. Like a candle, you just pop the top and you light it, right? It's so easy. Oils are very easy, but maybe a little bit more of a learning curve. So I wanted to share with you, I have 6 diffuser blends that I love. They're tried and true favorites of mine. They're very simple, like basic beginner oils, but also still staple oils like in my arsenal that I use on, if not a daily, like a very regular basis. So I'm gonna share those 6 blends with you guys to give you a little bit of inspiration or kind of a jumping off point if you're new to oils. And as far as actual diffusers go, my all-time favorite diffuser, it's always running in the back of my videos, is my Aria diffuser. It is so beautiful. I have a lot of different diffusers throughout my home, but if you had to ask me my favorite one, hands down, it's the Aria. It is like a conversation piece. It is so beautiful. It's from Young Living, obviously. That's where I get all of my oils and a lot of our products. But the Aria diffuser is definitely an investment. However, I will give you a little tip. When you buy the Aria diffuser with like the oil starter bundle, it's almost the same cost as buying just the diffuser outright. It's just a little bit, I think it's like $30 extra, but then you also get 12 oils along with that. So if you don't have an Aria diffuser yet and you're like looking to buy one, definitely just like pay the 30 extra bucks and get the 12 oils with it. Whether you're already a Young Living customer or you don't have oils yet, you can buy that Aria bundle. Okay, so I pulled some oils for you guys to share, and these are actually all within that same bundle. They're all, like I said, very like beginner oils. They're staple oils, and so many of them can be used like to craft different scents within your home. So I have 6 diffuser blends for you. So let's just kind of run through what those are. So the very first one is like a morning pick-me-up diffuser blend. This is like bright, it's zingy, it's going to wake you up, it's going to get you moving. It's one of my favorites to diffuse in the early morning hours. And that is lemon and peppermint. So lemon is obviously very bright and citrusy and like zingy. And then peppermint oil goes a long way. I would probably do like maybe 10 drops of lemon and like 2 or 3 drops of peppermint in my diffuser. And this is going to like, woo, it's gonna wake you up. It smells so good. It's gonna make your house smell really fresh. And it's just a really nice way to start the day and just kind of wake up the house. Okay, next is my favorite, what I like to call focus blend. So if you are actually maybe sitting down to do work, or maybe you have to clean your house, or maybe it's your kids' homework time or homeschool time or whatever it is, this is just my favorite blend when I'm working. So I wanted to share this with you guys because it's just so good. And every time I put it in my diffuser, I immediately feel just ready to go. It gets me excited, it wakes me up, it makes me feel motivated, it just totally lifts my mood in the best way, and that is Valor and peppermint. So another way that you can use your peppermint oil, and same thing, I would do more drops of Valor than I would peppermint, maybe like, if I were going to put this in my diffuser now, I would probably do like 8 drops Valor and 2 drops peppermint is probably what I would do. It does not have to be a perfect science. Don't stress over the numbers. It kind of depends on like how big and open the room is. Just throw a few drops in there and you'll figure it out. It's really not rocket science. But this is my favorite for focus and motivation. And every time I pop it in the diffuser, I feel just ready to go. Okay, now opposite end of the spectrum, when you are sleeping at night, essential oils are so amazing to support sleep. So they can be very powerful to help the body to wind down. Like physically, the constituents in certain oils have calming effects on the body. But then also, if you think of, Pavlov's dog, when you incorporate like the same smell and you attach it to the same action over and over, it creates an association. So if you diffuse sleep oils every night as you're getting ready for bed and then going to sleep, when you start diffusing after, a few weeks of doing that, when you diffuse that smell, it immediately signals to your brain it's time to sleep, and it helps your body kick into that sleep mode even faster, which is very handy. So my favorite just go-to basic sleep blend is lavender and peace and calming. I would probably just do equal drops of each of these. Lavender obviously smells like straight up lavender. And you know what's funny is I never liked lavender. I was never a fan of lavender. I didn't understand the draw because I always smelled the fragrance version of lavender. So like the lab-made synthetic lavender scent, but I never actually smelled like a lavender oil, which is like the real deal, as long as it's a genuine, pure, unadulterated essential oil, because they're not all created equal. And I actually love the smell of pure lavender. I find it smells amazing. It's like sweet and delicious and calming. I just love it. And then peace and calming is one of like my all-time just favorite oils. It is like sweet and citrusy, but not in like a wake you up kind of way. It is a very calming oil. This is a great one for little kids, especially, and it's one that I actually apply on all the time because I just love the way that it smells and it keeps me feeling calm. Okay, another like wind down calming blend that I love, which could totally work for sleep, but you could also maybe just diffuse this like in the evening, or maybe just like your house is like a little crazy and you just kind of want to mellow the vibe a little bit. Lavender and frankincense. So lavender is obviously very calming, and then frankincense is a really good like grounding oil. Grounding meaning it helps you to kind of like get out of your head and like all the stress that's up here and just like come down into your body. If you think of yoga is an incredibly grounding, form of exercise. So that's kind of like what this oil is helping to give to your body when you use it. I actually just love to put this like apply it before I go to bed. I'll put it on the back of my neck or on my chest. I just find it to be a very calming oil and I just love the way that it smells. Some people say it smells like incense, which it kind of does, but to me it kind of smells like sweet tarts and I'm here for that. I love it so much. Frankincense is one of like my top favorite oils. Okay, and then this next one is kind of a twofer because it's going to make your house smell amazing and cozy, and it's going to be like kind of a really good fall candle replacement. But it also, at the same time, is a really good blend for supporting your immune system, and that is thieves and lemon. So thieves in particular is what we consider like the immune support oil, and it is like a coveted favorite blend by so many people. I certainly do not ever want to live without this oil. And if you actually Google like the meaning of thieves, why this blend was named thieves, it's a very interesting story that also totally testifies to the power of the herbs that are in this blend. It is clove, lemon, cinnamon, eucalyptus, and rosemary, and it is a very powerful blend for helping to support the immune system. So I wanted to include this because it's not just for making your house smell good. It's a very like practical application, and this is just one of the many ways I use oils to support my health and like the health of my family. They're definitely not just fragrance. They're way more complex than that in a good way. They offer so much more than just their smell, but at the same time, it's going to make your house smell warm and spicy, a little lemony, and very inviting. Okay, and then this final one, speaking of like those cozy, warm scents that you want in your house, I'm thinking like total fall candle replacement, but honestly, this blend is good any time of year, and that is Stress Away and Thieves. So Stress Away, I mean, you just heard all about Thieves. It's very like warm and spicy, all of those, like the cinnamon and the clove. But Stress Away, think like lime and vanilla. It's kind of tropical, but when you put these two together, it's sweet, it's a little bit spicy, it's very warm, it's got that vanilla in it, and it just smells so, so good together. Plus, kind of cool at the same time, you're supporting your immune system. And then Stress Away is obviously really good for helping with stress. I actually just had to run and grab this out of my bag because I literally don't go anywhere without Stress Away. Okay, so those are 6 just like total beginner diffuser blends that you can't go wrong with. There are endless possibilities. Young Living has hundreds of oils. I mean, you can get so crafty, you can play around with so many different oils, and you can come up with like your own signature blends that you love. But those are 6 really good ones to start with. And again, all of those oils are good beginner oils. They're just like everyday staple oils, and they all come in that bundle that I mentioned earlier. I would totally get the Aria diffuser, but you can't go wrong with any of the diffusers. But these are all really good oils to start with, and I would highly recommend. If you're not yet a Young Living customer, I always have a link down below where you guys can get started. But that is all I have for this video. I hope that you're feeling inspired, and I hope that you're feeling motivated to ditch the fragrances once and for all and start using something that is going to give you the same vibe, but not with all of the negative health side effects. If you guys have yet to subscribe to my channel, I would love for you to subscribe, join my little community here on YouTube. And of course, please leave comments down below of what videos you would like to see next, because your feedback is so helpful to me. And I obviously want to make videos that you guys want to watch. But again, thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye.